All right. This is a special stream. My name is Big Time. I typically cover topics such as defensive gun use and Philly crime. I'm also covering complete and utter bullshit at Temple University. It's just really weird to be from Philly, and I left a couple years ago because, well, obviously, it's just really weird to just watch a place where you're from just die. And a big part of that blame is from one community. So this channel, or at least this stream, is called Black Leadership. And I'm going to use one specific example. We're going to use Academy Park High School in Sharon Hill. For anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, got a couple stories here. And got 4 videos and then a 5th to bring you all up to speed. Let me share my screen here. So this was a year ago at Academy Park. I brought the receipts, don't worry.
The district attorney's office says there is a high probability police officers shot 4 people outside a high school football game, including an 8-year-old who died. The DA's
This is terrible. I wish this didn't happen. And yes, the police have to be held accountable for this. But as the news lady's going to say, the police responded to somebody shooting at them. But I don't remember any outrage being at that person.
office says 3 Sharon Hill police officers were watching the crowd leave Friday night after the Academy Park High School Pennsbury High School game. Someone shot at them and the officers returned fire. Now the district attorney says there is a high probability the officers' gunshots hit 4 people, including the child. The shooting is still under investigation. Anyone with any information is asked to call the DA's office.
Killed this little girl. All right, so that was a year ago. All right. Then a couple months later, 2 months later, there was a shooting in the parking lot.
Academy Park High School in Sharon Hill, Delaware County. We're told that no one was shot and someone is in custody, possibly the alleged shooter. Our chopper is on the way to the scene, and we're going to continue to monitor this breaking story and bring you more information as we get it into our newsroom. Meantime,
guys, it's okay. You know, they were just shooting a rap video. And now, the whole time that all this is happening, Academy Park has been getting more and more violent, more and more fights. You know, the black community, you know, just this is what they do, you know. To quote the late, great Colin Flaherty, don't make the black kids angry. And then a couple months ago, this was 6 months ago, 10 months ago, kid brought a gun to school. And you know, I don't really agree with that. You know, I'm not going to get too deep into that, my beliefs on that. That's not what the stream's about. But I do want to point out something interesting this girl said, and I wish they would have asked her more questions because she told a whole side of the story nobody dove into. Fantability, that was the 8-year-old girl. Rest in peace. The violence from who? Which members of your community? I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't mean Asians, right? Is it Asians shooting at cops? Is it Asians shooting guns in the parking lot? Why would you say that? You have drive-bys at football games and you have shootings in your parking lot. What do you mean you don't expect it? Seems like it happens all the time, right? Way too many white people here. What we need is a black lesbian as the police chief. That'll solve all the crime. You're sensing my sarcasm, right? Looks like a Glock. Your community is okay with violence. I don't know what the fuck you're surprised about. There. Right there. Did you hear that? Play that one more time. Up, 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 up. Now, why did the other girl act surprised? That had to be for the camera, right? You just heard her. There was a fight last week. This guy thought he was going to get jumped, so he brought a gun. So I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here. Why was the kid so scared he needed a gun? Sounds like he knew the kids who were going to jump him weren't going to be punished. What is the school's track record with getting rid of troublemakers? If this girl knew this, did she say anything? Did she turn in any of those people? I bet she knows every single person who was going to jump that kid with the gun. But did she say anything? Or did she just do the norm in your community, which is just, no snitching, right? I'd rather have people. I don't want to, I don't want to go against my people, bro. I mean, I don't want them to call me an Uncle Tom or a bed wench or anything like that. I'd rather people get beat up and jump and go to a school and be terrified as opposed to getting all the troublemakers out. I wonder why this guy didn't press her for anything, but no critical thinking, nothing, They don't even talk to the kid and ask him why he did it. I'd be interested to say, hey man, look, everybody knew you were going to get jumped. Who jumped you? We don't get any answers to those questions. And that's just really annoying, I mean, this girl knows. I mean, I'll play it one more time. She knows.
Why the student brought the gun.
A fight happened last week, and
he was scared he was gonna get jumped, so he brought the gun to school.
So he was.
Yeah, so she knows who did it. She knows who did it. Why wouldn't you turn those kids in? Why was there an investigation launched right then and there? Right? I bet there wasn't, though. I bet, everyone just the police clapped themselves on the back. Yeah, we did a good job. And, look, I'm happy nobody got shot this time. I'm not going to give my opinion on the kid, and one more before we go to the main part tonight. So what the school then tried to do 3 weeks ago is essentially, because nobody in the black community comes forward and points out the kids who are causing all the trouble, because the parents can't raise their kids, they tell the school to raise their kids. And let me show you what happened.
Officials are investigating after fights broke out at Academy Park High in Sharon Hill yesterday over the district's ban on hoodies. NBC 10's Karen Hua spoke to parents and students today about why this happened.
Chaos on campus. Nobody tase them, bro. It started at
They tase them because you have no impulse control. Do you understand?
as a peaceful protest. Students
Why is it you can't yell at your own people when they're violent, but when it takes 10 white cops to control your dumbass friends, how come you never yell at your friends for the dumb shit they do and the people they hurt, but you yell at everybody else who try to stop them from hurting everybody? What is that about your fucking community?
It started as a peaceful protest. Students at Academy Park High against the new ban on hoodies.
And look at all these kids protesting. They're protesting hoodies. I don't remember a protest about the shooting at the football game. I don't remember a protest about the kid bringing a gun to school or the blacks protesting against the kids jumping people. I don't remember a protest about the shooting in the parking lot. But now suddenly the school expects some sort of accountability. And look at them flip the fuck out.
But it ended in fights like this, where 10 kids were ultimately arrested. Police say students damaged property, attacked school officials, and law enforcement officers.
And then there are 4 more fights breaking out left and right. People are punching security guards.
Charisma student organizers of the original peaceful protest. 3 weeks ago, parents
It never stays peaceful. Why is that?
went to the school board worried fights were increasing. Then last week, the district put in the hoodie ban in attempt to solve that problem.
They said that the hoodies were being used to remain unidentified in schools and hallways because we have cameras above.
But some students say the hoodie ban is more an issue of race and
Now, if that's true, and I've done a video on this where I played like 15 shootings and carjackings from Philly. Every single shooting and carjacking was a black guy or a black dude with either a hood or a hood and a Pooh Shiesty mask. So I believe that. I know you can't show people videos anymore because now people think video cameras are racist. But if you have video footage of black kids committing fights and shit in the hallway and you can't see their face, I believe that. I mean, they could show they could show the footage to the parents. Any parents who object to this, if you have video footage, you got to show them. Give them a little shock therapy. But listen to what this girl says next.
class.
Our school is primarily black. That's what we
Yeah, I could tell from all the violence. And so could everybody else.
spend on clothes. We mostly buy hoodies.
Then buy something else. Who gives a fuck? I don't fucking care. This is to stop you and to punish you and to punish because you won't turn in the fucking troublemakers of your community. So it looks like, I mean, what I see is I see members of the white community having to come over and stop you from attacking people. That's what I see. But let's hear her bullshit again.
On clothes. We mostly buy hoodies. And hoodies are just a thing of Black culture.
Yeah. Hoodies be Black culture, yo. We's be committing crime and shit. Yeah, right. Nobody else wears hoodies, right? When I went to Community College of Philadelphia, there were poor Indian kids who wore hoodies. Oh my God. What dumb fuck told this girl hoodies are Black culture and she believes it? Oh man.
Other parents and leaders think the dress code change could have been handled better.
It should have been done differently, and we could have probably discussed it in the beginning of the school year.
Anytime that you're doing a band of anything, you should involve the students.
Now,
And here we have two more stupid parents. Should have involved the parents. Wait, let me go back. Hang on. Should involve the parents. Hang on.
chaos on campus. It started as a peace saying last week the district put in the hoodie ban in
security guards.
Charisma Petty is one of the student organizers of the original peaceful protest. 3 weeks ago, parents went to the school board worried fights were increasing.
So parents went to the school board and asked the school board to raise their kids. But we have two mammies here, a woman and a man, mammy number one saying, well, you should have talked to the parents. And then you got fucking mammy number two.
Anytime that you're doing a band of anything, you should involve the students.
The students have already proven that they need force or the threat of force to stop being violent. You told a bunch of fucking teenagers that they can't wear hoodies, and their response was, it's Black culture, yo, and they attacked school personnel and police officers. And the worst part is that after all this bullshit happened, the school cucked. The school pussed out. So now that you're up to speed, let's continue the story. This happened a couple days ago. And then that'll probably be the end of my stream. More violence, more fights because the school's run by a bunch of pussies. Oh, the poor blacks were upset because they can't wear hoodies. I think that was actually a decent idea. Teaching kids accountability and, self-respect and control. And, it will probably be the first time that they've been told to get the fuck over themselves and take some goddamn accountability. But no. And, oh, what a surprise. More fights keep happening. Well, I never saw that coming.
The ongoing violence that has plagued Academy Park High School in Sharon Hill, Delaware County.
The Black High School. There, I fixed it for you.
Parents urge school officials to take action to keep students and teachers safe.
Raise our kids because we can't.
Action News reporter Sharifa Jackson is live in Sharon Hill with that story.
Well, is that a violent school? Send the Black reporter.
Sharifa.
Yeah, Rick, emotions, they were raw. Parents, they were angry. They were also anxious. Now, this is the third emergency meeting this school year discussing the fights, the lockdowns, the staffing issues. And parents say they're tired of having these meetings and they want the board.
Well, staffing issues. Are you telling me that teachers get fed up being beaten by your kids? I just can't believe that. Wow. Teachers just not wanting to be physically threatened when they go to school every day? Wow. I don't know what to tell you. I wouldn't want to teach your fucking kids.
To take action. From the parents
None of you deserve those seats.
to the teachers.
It is unsafe. Bottom line, our buildings are unsafe.
It was a room full of people for the
Why are they unsafe?
Southeast Delaware County School District Emergency Board meeting, and no one held back.
Is it going to take a dead student on your school property for you guys to actually put something in motion?
It's the third emergency meeting called by the district.
Okay, so let's look here. Let's look at the representation. All right. This looks almost, so I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe one white or Latina. So you have full black representation up here. So what's the fucking excuse? You're in charge. You got all this, you literally got all the seats at the table. Build Wakanda. What's the problem? There's no white people now to blame. HNIC, right? You ever see Lean on Me with Morgan Freeman? HNIC. You're in charge. What's the fucking problem? Or maybe you just don't want to admit you can't handle your kids. Maybe when teachers leave and it takes members from another community with Kevlar, handcuffs, tasers, and guns to chill your kids the fuck out, maybe you shouldn't be sitting up there. Or maybe you just need to take a look in the mirror and go, we got to rein our kids in. Maybe you got to be like that gas station at Philadelphia. Maybe you have to have armed guards patrolling the hallways. Maybe you have to make it a prison. If anybody wants to come up here, school to prison pipeline, give me a fucking break. The black community has no problem. You ever heard of violence interrupters? You have schools in Baltimore where they're bringing fuck the school to prison pipeline. You have schools in Baltimore bringing prisoners, former ex-cons, gangbangers, and drug dealers to your kids. Because your kids don't even respect you. And they barely respect. It takes violent people to try to calm your kids down. And that doesn't even work. There have been 3 violence interrupters killed in Baltimore this year. And now their fucking genius plan is to bring former criminals to the school. I wonder if they'll do that here. I wonder if they'll reach into the Philly gang base and go, oh, look at all these wonderful people we can pay 6 figures to hang around our kids. No. I don't want a cop. I don't want people who are productive members of society and choose to protect our society. No. I want a fuck up who's been in prison to be around my kids. That's a great idea.
School year. This time following multiple large brawls at Academy Park High School in Sharon Hill last week.
Is there ever a day you don't fight? Do you understand why people don't want to be around you? Do you understand yet?
Parents say the countless meetings are getting them nowhere as they now demand action from the board.
I have a senior and a sophomore at the school, and the senior, well,
that's your fault. You should get them the fuck out of that school, shouldn't you? You're a terrible mother.
both of them come home every day and talk about all the fights that happen consistently.
I think this was a meeting for another meeting where we will have another meeting to have another meeting.
The district says they plan to hire 2 assistant principals to help with discipline and administration presence, fix broken cameras and doors around the high school, and hire 1 full-time security officer.
Wow, 1 full-time security officer. Let me translate. An old fat black woman who ain't going to do shit except watch and report and be on her phone while your kid's getting beaten to death.
And while most of the board silently listened, one member spoke up.
So I want you to know that there is somebody that cares for your children.
Where?
All of us are not alike.
Tonight was needed, but I think that they did say some things that made me feel a little better, which was that they have more security, but that's just putting a slight Band-Aid on the major problem. We are understaffed, overwhelmed, and our kids are being underserved.
Your kids are being underserved? Well, that's a very interesting perspective. I would say it's just your kids are fucking violent and nobody else wants to deal with them. It would take armed guards to keep them in line. But you don't want to admit that. Well, that's okay. That one parent who said a kid will get killed. It'll happen. Don't worry.
In this emergency meeting, it was called only 3 days before the regular board meeting, which will be Thursday. Now, the board, they voted today to have that meeting here at the high school that will allow for more room for the teachers, the parents, and the staff, whoever who wants to attend. And they're at that.
So they voted to have a meeting before the meeting. That mom was right. Wonderful. So that's the latest info from Academy Park. Yep. It's fun to just watch it all die, isn't it? I mean, again, I'm surprised they haven't turned it into Wakanda. I'm surprised, the vibranium isn't just flowing out of that school. They're not all doctors and lawyers and astronauts yet. Is it too much to just ask you not to wear a hoodie? Is that too much? You attack people because they tell you can't wear a sweatshirt? You're violent, bro. And everyone else has the right to be as far the fuck away from you as possible for their own safety. So anyway, I'm Big Time.